Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nicholsworth, and today from the McLaren series we're featuring the King James and New King James Large Print Reference Bible, formerly known as the King James, New King James Preaching Bible. So we're going to be doing a comparison. First of all, let's talk about what's different about them. The things that are different is, number one, there are several cover options in the Maclaren. We have the goat skin that's just like your premium Premier collection. We're going to have Cowhide that's kind of similar to the calfskin that we had before. And then we also now have a very affordable leathersoft in black and brown. So really awesome, neat upgrades. Let me just show you the Maclaren really quickly. It does have raised hubs on the spine. And this is the leathersoft. And I'm going to tell you what, this leathersoft cover is actually quite nice. I love it. It does only have 2 ribbons, while the Cowhide has 3, which I'll show you in just a second. And it does have a paper liner, and it doesn't appear to be reinforced, but there may be a little reinforcement right here. This would be a beautiful option for a rebind. And also, it has a beautiful 10.5 point font. Now, this was previously listed as an 11.5 point font. So I think what Thomas Nelson is doing is they're remeasuring their fonts and giving us a more true experience of what the fonts is, because the comfort print tended to measure a little big. So let's go to a same spot in the Preaching Bible, and you will see that it is 100% the exact same text block. Double column, verse by verse, bottom references. Now, bottom references are difficult for me to follow because they're mixed in with the translator notes. I would really prefer that the references be separate from the translator notes to make them easier to find, but that's neither here nor there. So let's move into the New Testament real quickly. Again, this is all going to be the same, so we don't even need to look through this one really, but it is a black letter text. And the New King James actually has a few pages of notes in the back, so you can do your note taking. And one addition is it also now has your Thomas Nelson Zondervan maps, and again it closes out with a paper liner. So now let's move into the Preaching Bible that it is being replaced. This one, of course, your same spot here. Moving forward into the New Testament, same layout. It does have 3 really nice ribbons, but when you get to the end, there are no maps. And a lot of people don't like getting to the book of Revelation and not having a lot left there, because it is difficult for it to lay flat. This one does lay flat pretty decent when you get to Genesis and when you get to Revelation, but this one does not. This one's going to struggle to lay flat. You get to Genesis and you can see it's wanting to close on you. But another thing I want to compare it to with the King James is the fact that we'll check out the King James. It has your decorative spines, raised hubs, and it does not have your poetic layout. So let's go to the book of Job here again. I just want to show you the difference between the King James and the New King James. The King James kind of has it spread out on the page. It looks kind of similar to a verse-by-verse layout. And then this one has your verse-by-verse layout with your poetic settings. So you can kind of tell the differences between the poetry. Another difference at the end is that this one does not have any note paper at the end. It just ends at the book of Revelation and goes into your maps. Now, this one does not have any trouble laying flat at all, so that's pretty slick. This is a Cowhide cover. It does not have your sewn-in liner. It's a paste-down liner. It does seem to have a little bit of reinforcement there, so that's pretty nice. A nice vinyl liner, so that's a really nice touch. It does have 3 of your ribbons, kind of like your calfskin right here. This calfskin is really sharp too. It's got a soft cover. It does not have any raised hubs on the spine. I wish it did, but it is a vinyl liner and it is edge lined for that strong construction. One thing I noticed is when you open this one, it does tend to creak some. Hear that? I don't know what's up with that. But anyhow, this is being replaced with the McLaren Series. Why did they call it the McLaren Series? Because McLaren was a Victorian era preacher that apparently was a phenomenal expository preacher, and they just wanted to kind of use his name to serve as an example. It doesn't have any of its notes. It really does nothing but bear his name. I actually think it's a great idea to rebrand the Preaching Bibles, because Preaching Bibles have a tendency to be marketed for preachers when that's really not what they're about. They're about layout. Let me just show you a couple more before we move into ending the video. Okay, this is the New American Standard Bible. And again, it is a preaching layout because it is verse by verse. And it does not have a lot of references. It does not have a lot of notes. It just sporadic notes here and there. This is specifically designed to be preached from. And then we have the ESV This is my least favorite layout for a preaching Bible. It does not have the poetic settings. It does have pilcrows. It does have a little bit of margin space to kind of let the text breathe, but I just struggle with a single column format. It does have occasional notes, and it has a cross-reference or two once you get into the New Testament. But I tell you what, the McLaren Series is a phenomenal layout. It comes in all kinds of economical options. You can spend up to $120 all the way down to about $30 if you want to get the leathersoft. They're pretty incredible. I like them, and I think they're great. There you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholasworth.